Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. So today I'm going to show you how to properly and safely remove bugs and bug guts from your car. So if we have a look at my own Porsche here behind me, I went on a recent road trip and it got absolutely hammered with bugs. So if we look at the front bumper, both the upper part and the lower part as well, a bunch of those remnants, and also the windshield itself, so the glass and even the headlights, basically any surface on which the bugs could smash into. It seems that they did that. So by the way, bug guts are acidic in nature. So if you leave them unattended for long periods of time, especially if your car sits outside in the baking sun, well, they can start etching through your clear coat and leave permanent staining or damage. So frequent car washing is very important, but I'm going to give you tips and tricks on how you can prevent those from happening, in the sense of making the vehicle much easier to clean during your maintenance washes. What types of equipment and products. We're going to keep it very simple, but specifically we're going to keep this very safe because we don't want to scratch or mar the paint, right? Because we all know some stuff that a lot of people commonly use. So the jersey scrubbers, right? These kind of materials there that help to remove bugs and bug guts, and these kind of honeycomb shaped blocks as well. They're very efficient. However, these are mechanical abrasion, so that friction can cause marring and damage to your painted finish. And especially if you have a ceramic coated vehicle like I do, well, you can potentially do some damage to the coating. So what we want to do is use chemicals instead. So let the products do the work for you. So you're minimizing the amount of contact you have, and it's all about an effective and safe pre-wash. By the way, quick disclaimers, this is not a sponsored video, nobody paid for this video, and I'm going to include all the links to the tools, products, and equipment in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So what do we do to safely remove the bugs and bug guts if we don't want to use scrubbing action, right? That can potentially damage the surface. Because again, imagine you're taking these bugs and bug guts and you'd be scratching those or moving those around, and even with the material on those sponges could potentially do some marring on the surface. So we want an effective pre-wash before we do the contact wash, right? With our microfiber wash mitt and the soapy solution, we want to remove as much of those bugs and bug guts beforehand. So what we're using is a bug remover. I know a lot of people like to use all-purpose cleaners. I personally find that the good quality bug removers, like some I'm going to suggest today, do a much better job. But if all you have is an APC, that's still fine enough, because we're going to let the chemicals do the trick. So before we talk about the products, what are some tips and tricks that I can share with you so that bug removal or bug gut removal is much easier in the future? Absolutely make sure to always work in the shade or in a garage. If you have to work outside, never work in direct sunlight for anything you're doing basically in detailing, but specifically when you're using chemicals like these, you don't want to let them dry on the surface. So work in the shade on a cool surface. Also, make sure that your paint is protected. So if you don't have any paint protection like a wax, a sealant, or a ceramic coating, basically the bug guts and the bugs are much more difficult to remove because they have a tendency to cling more on the surface. Also, the dirt stays there for more often. So in the case of my vehicle, it's ceramic coated. So removing any dirt, especially bugs and bug guts, is a very, very easy task because the self-cleaning properties, first of all, help clean the vehicle a lot easier during your maintenance washes because things have less of a tendency to stick to it, but the protection such as a ceramic coating can also resist chemicals through, in this case, pH 2 all the way up to pH 13. So a very wide range in the pH scale typically for true ceramic coatings, the ones in glass bottles. Note that if you're going to use chemicals like bug removers on a traditional carnauba wax or a regular paint sealant, they might not have as much of a chemical resistance. So if you see that you're done with the process, you wash your vehicle and you get less of that water beading if you had a traditional wax or sealant, you're going to want to reapply the protection afterwards. Another tip and trick that I have is to make sure that you do frequent washing of your car. In my case, I like to wash my cars twice weekly. So a regular wash regimen is really what helps prevent those to cake onto the surface. Because again, you don't want the bugs and the bug guts to bake in the sun because the acidic content of those bugs and bug guts can eventually etch through the clear coat and leave permanent damage. So even if you clean the surface, if you left it on for too long, you're going to see some trails and kind of It looks like scratches, but it's actually the remnants of the bug guts that have done some etching in the clear, and you're gonna have some heavy machine polishing to do to correct all that, so you want to avoid it by regular car washing. So today we're gonna start by pre-treating the surface with a bug remover. remover. This one here took first place for my favorite bug remover of the year in my latest car detailing products awards video. This is G-Technic W8V2 bug remover. All the major coating companies have bug removers, so they're all compatible with ceramic coatings. Don't worry, you're not going to damage your coating. So if we look at CarPro, they have the CarPro Bug Out, and another one of my favorites is this one here, Bug and Grime by Geon, and the first one I showed you was by G-Technic. So all three top tier ceramic coating makers also produce their bug removers. Another one that's very popular, I don't have a bottle anymore because I go through them quite a bit, but it's PNS Bug Off. The advantage with that one is you can also dilute it, typically 1-to-1, so 50-50 water and product, or up to 1-to-2 is still efficient enough. So 1 part of product for 2 parts of water. And you can put that in an IK Foam Pro 2, for example, or a Marilex Axle Series, basically a foaming pump sprayer. You're gonna foam it on there, let it dwell, and then rinse. First order of business, we're going to be spraying the bug remover. Of course, you're gonna see a demo on this. We're gonna let that dwell on the surface. Again, do not work in direct sunlight. Don't let it dwell on the surface for too long because you don't want it to dry, right? And then we're gonna use the pressure washer to remove that. So yes, that's gonna create no damage on the surface, as you're gonna see. And we're gonna let the chemical and the water do its thing. The majority of it should be off. If you still see some remaining bugs and bug guts afterwards, what we're going to do is use a snow foam, because we're gonna be using that for a pre-wash anyways. It's always recommended to do a safe pre-wash before you do the contact wash. And in this case, we're gonna use something with a bit more bite. So I like to use Koshemi Active Foam. This is a pH of 9.5. So basically a little higher on the alkaline side, still very safe on ceramic coated vehicles, absolutely no problem. And that is going to help to remove even more of those bugs and bug guts. So you'd snow foam on, you'd rinse that off. Or if you did your first pass with your bug remover, you rinsed it off and you see that there's still bugs and bug guts, you can do a second round of your bug remover, spray it on the surface, and then use the snow foam to blanket on top of that. So it's going to extend your dwell time, and it's going to prevent the product from also drying on the surface. And then when you rinse, you should pretty much remove it. But enough talking, let's jump right into the demo. All right, so you're going to simply take your bug remover, shake your chemicals up, and we're going to pre-treat the surface. Again, I find that dedicated bug removers are a bit more efficient than all-purpose cleaners, because the good ones, at least the ones I spoke about here, have something more in the formulation. So don't be shy, spray that generously on the surface, and this is going to help to start to emulsify, break down all the bugs and bug guts and soften them up. That's the whole point of these products. So they're safe for all exterior surfaces, including your glass, your plastic trim, and of course the paintwork. In this case, we can see it's already starting to chew through it. And yeah, this is going to soften the bug guts just nicely enough so you can pressure rinse them off very easily. So there we go for this portion here. We're going to do the windshield. You can do, of course, the hood as well. Wherever you see some bugs and bug guts, there we go. The mirrors also typically have the bugs anywhere they can smash into, right? So we're going to spray that on the glass. Again, never work in direct sunlight. Always remember that. So you're going to let that dwell a few minutes. So let the chemicals do the work so you don't have any scrubbing to do. It's going to be the chemicals doing their thing. Spray this side mirror here. There we go. All right, so it's been 3 to 5 minutes. We let the product dwell. Follow the instructions, by the way, on the label of the product that you're using to make sure you're well within the specs or instructions so you can get the best user experience. So now all we're gonna do is pressure rinse this off, and this is a contactless way of removing them. So we should remove the majority of the bugs and bug guts this way. All right, so let me bring you in closer. And as you can see, the vast majority of it is pretty much gone. So there's a little bit of specks left here and there, but we're like over 95% of the bugs and bug guts removed at this point. And because we use only 1,000 psi of pressure, never exceed 2,000 psi, by the way, when you're washing cars. So anything between 1,000 to 2,000 is perfectly fine. And you can use just the pressure of the water to remove that with the chemical itself that softened all those bugs and bug guts up. And that is it. So when it's time for the contact wash after this, this is going to be a breeze. So even here on the glass, we can tell, compared to the initial shots, that the majority of the bugs and the bug guts were also removed. So in this case, we'd be ready to do the contact wash, so we could refoam with a pH neutral snow foam and do the contact wash with your buckets and your microfiber wash mitt. But say you still have a bit of bugs and bug guts still on there, you would respray the surface with your bug remover. And then in the foam cannon, this is where you'd use a higher alkaline pH snow foam, just like Koshemi active foam pH 9.5. So in this 1,000 milliliter container, or 33.8 ounces, I'd use a 1:10 dilution ratio of the Koshemi. So that means 3 ounces of product and 30 ounces of water for a 1:10 dilution ratio, or 91 milliliters of the product and 900 milliliters of water for your 1:10 dilution ratio. You put that in there. I also use warm water in the foam cannon container if you can. That's even better. And then we're going to snow foam the vehicle. We're going to rinse that off and then continue with the wash process. And that should remove the majority of the remaining bugs and bug guts. All right, guys, so the snow foam had time to dwell a few minutes. Now it's time to rinse off. So there you have it, folks. After the bug gut removal spray, or the bug remover, and then the snow foam stage, with the higher alkaline pH snow foam, there is nothing left here. So all that's left now is to do the contact wash, and we're good to go. The same for the headlights. No bugs or bug guts left. And the same for the windshield. All that's here now is just water. And the rest of the very light dirt that's remaining on the vehicle. But yeah, you go through your normal contact wash at this point. And there you have it, folks. So an effective pre-wash, in this case, with the bug remover first, we rinse that off. And the second portion, a little more of that bug remover, followed by the snow foam, higher pH or alkaline snow foam. That's going to eat through the bugs and the bug guts. And then you rinse, and now you're to a point where to do the contact wash, there are no bugs or bug guts left, or whatever you might have is so minor, like maybe 1 or 2%, that it's going to come off super easily without damaging the paintwork. We didn't use any Jersey scrubbers, no scrubbing nets or scrubbing foamy kind of things for the bugs, so no mechanical abrasion on the surface, hence no marring. So this was safe and, again, effortless. We only had to spray products, spray water, and that's it, you're good to go. So I remind you, for the first step, use a good quality bug remover like this G-Technic W8 V2 or PNS Bug Off or CarPro Bug Out or Geon Bug and Grime, or whatever good quality. By the way, if you have other bug removers that you know you absolutely love, I'm always curious to try some new stuff. Let me know in the description under the video, in the comment section, which one should I test next, or which one is your favorite one. I'm always curious. And once you're done with the bug remover kind of product stage, if you still have some, then we moved on to spraying a little more for the second round and using the Koshemi active foam, so pH 9.5, 1:10 dilution ratio inside the foam cannon. Spray that on, let it dwell, rinse off, and now all that's left is to do the contact wash. The car is pretty clean at this point. There's only some very light dirt left, but no bugs and no bug guts once again. I'll leave everything linked in the description under the video for you guys to check those out. I hope you enjoyed this. If that's the case, by the way, smash the thumbs up button. This really helps to support the channel. And also feel free to ask any questions. You guys know I like to reply to comments on YouTube. And in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.